All right, guys, let's continue. So we've just created a sign in and a sign in and a sign up route. But our security is not bulletproof at the moment because nothing happens. There's nothing that is protected. For instance, if I want to go to an admin page, I can still go whether I'm signed in or I'm signed out. So what we want to do, I want to introduce you to Next.js middleware. So what is a middleware? A middleware, it's let's say it's a file that is always executed on each and every route. So it's like whenever you interact with the application, this file will always be executed. So now we need that file. Okay. So if you check the link in the description below, there is some sort of a link to download this folder. Okay, so let's just go to our copy folder. As you can see, we've got this copy folder here. Let's just copy this file and paste it in our root, okay, in the root of this. Okay, as you can see, we are going to paste it here. Okay, so let's just go back here. I'm waiting for this to load, but now I've already added a middleware. Let's just check if this is going to work. Okay, I wish I could have waited a little bit before I paste the middleware, but that's not much of a problem. Okay, so what we want to do here, the reason why we are pasting this middleware, we want the system when it goes to the API, when it's accessing, what can I say? When it's accessing all the route, the pages, it will pass through here. So what is a middle route in a nutshell? A middle route, it's more like the same as an API route. Okay, it's more like the same. Okay, almost like the same thing. As you can see, it's going to be async, it's going to accept a request, and it's going to give us all the details from a request. So let's just go here and then let's look at our middleware. As you can see, the first thing that we do here, we export an async function. As you can see, here is an async function. It receives a request, and we are going to do like more basically like what we usually do on the API. Okay, so let me just go through this and help you understand what's going on here. Any folder or file or page that we have copied and pasted, it's something that is outside the scope of this course. This course is for beginners, so I don't want to some sort of confuse you and gives you a lot of information, more especially if even if I can type this on my own, I was just going to type this as is. Okay, so let's get into it. So as you can see, first of all, here we've got public route. So since the middleware is always executed, so we are taking this advantage to use it as a gatekeeper, okay, to make sure that if there is no token, you don't access any other protected routes or pages, okay, because it will always be executed. So it's a perfect spot or a sweet spot for security or authentication or gatekeeping. Okay, so we are telling it we've got an array here of all the routes that you can just access publicly. Okay, as you can see, you can access this route, you can access this, because you can't make a login a protected route. Okay, because it's the one that kickstarts the authentication and authorization process. So now let's create a secret. Okay, so we are going to use JAWS. We are going to decode the JWT token, so the JWT. So we need to know if this token is valid. So how could you know if a token is valid? First of all, you need to always use a secret that you have used when you were creating the token from the first place. So where do we create a token? This is very simple. We always create the token on user, here on create. Okay, let's see where is some sort of a secret here. JW secret, as you can see, here is our secret. Let's look at on create and then sign in. Let's see, are we using the same secret? Okay, as you can see, it's the same secret. So this is supposed by default to be on the environment variable, but for the sake of simplicity and keeping this course as short as direct as possible, okay, we're just gonna copy this. Okay, so what we can do here, let's just copy even the variable naming so that we can be consistent. Okay, so let's go to the middleware. Let's go to the middleware, and then what I want to do here in terms of the secret, we are not going to take this from the environment variable. Let's just copy this here. and then we are going to replace this variable on any secret place. Okay, let's see. It looks like the secret here is the encoded string. Okay, so what we can do here on our case, we can just declare it here. Okay, let me see. Go back to sign in. My apologies about this. I just want to copy this as it is. I just pasted it on the wrong place. Okay, let's go to the middleware. Let's just paste it as it is. As you can see, we have declared it. So instead of taking it from the environment variables, we can just paste it here. Okay, as you can see, we are good to go. So now the middleware is just an API route, or treat it like that. So we receive a request here. So in this request, we always want a path name. Okay, where are we? Okay, and then we test here. Okay, allow public pages. If public route dot includes a path name, then return next. This return next means that continue to wherever you want to go. Okay, that means it's like allow. Const token is equal to request.cookies.get token. We want to get this token dot value. If there is no token, redirects to sign in. As you can see, we are locking you. Okay, we are some sort of blocking you from accessing the system. Then let's try. Okay, verify the JWT token. Okay, await JWT verify. This comes from Joe's. Okay, we are using Joe's for verifying token. So we are passing the token and the secret. Okay, this is our secret to make sure that this verification will tell us if this is valid or not. If maybe it has expired, it will also tell us. So let's try this. Okay, so if this works well, okay, then we will continue. You will be allowed to go wherever you want to go. But if it doesn't, that means there is an error, and then let's return the response and redirects to sign in. Okay, as you can see. And then we've got a match here. Okay, now that we've got a middleware to some sort of act as a gatekeeper, let me ask you a question. Is it necessary to even block the user or the UI from accessing the logo? Remember, a logo, it's a publicly, I don't know why this doesn't work. I think this middleware has started working. Don't mind much about that. We will see what we can do. Okay, let's just get in here. Okay, imagine if we are even blocking the publicly accessible logo. Okay, it doesn't make sense. So now we are using a matcher here to say that these route, for instance, like API, okay, you can hit the API, the front end can hit the API, because sometimes it wants, even if it's not authenticated, sometimes it wants to check for data and then validate the authentication. So let's say if you want to hit the sign up route, API route, and the sign up wants a token, that doesn't work, because we are depending on the sign in and the sign up route to give you the token, and now it wants the token, whereas it's responsible for creating a token. So in a way, you need to allow some certain files to just be easily accessible. So that's what this does. Okay, obviously this comes with some sort of what can I say, some tricks. Sometimes you have to quickly check and make some tweaks. Okay, let's just close this, clear this. Okay, let's delete this as well. Let's check here. I hope this is not going to be accessible. Okay, and then let's run this npm run dev. Let's see. Okay, and then we are running this. Okay, so I'm expecting, since now we've got the middleware here, obviously I'm expecting my page to somewhat misbehave. Okay, because now it's trying to protect what can I say, the system from intruders. Okay, so let's check the middleware file conversion is deprecated. Please use proxy instead. Not sure about that. I will check it later. Okay, so let's see. Okay, in fact, since it's loading and there's nothing I'm going to do while it's loading. Okay, let me just go and check here. Okay, because it's still loading. Let me just go and check here. Renaming middleware to proxy. Why this error? Okay, you are using a middleware file conversion which is deprecated and has been renamed to proxy. Okay, migration to proxy. Why the change? Why proxy? How to migrate? We recommend users avoid relying on the middleware unless there's no other options exist. Our goal is to give the APIs with a better economic so that you can achieve the same goal. Let's look at what is a proxy saying. Okay. The code mon will rename the file and the function name from middleware to proxy. Okay. Let's look at the proxy docs then. Okay. Okay, here is a proxy.ts export function request return response dot redirect to home export const. Think I think this is almost the same thing. Okay, since this works for now, I will have to some sort of next time I will have to investigate this proxy thing. Okay, the reason why I don't want to get into it now, it will just change our attention and focus, and then you never know. So I don't want to lose the focus. So I think this works because I want to get into this route, and at the same time I want to get to this one as well, and at the same time I want to get to this one without struggling. Let's see now when I want to get to admin. Remember, I am thinking there is a token there. Okay, we already have a token. Admin products. As you can see, we can get into admin. Now let's see if I can first let's test if our middleware is the one that works first. Remember the secret here, where is it? It's secure. Okay, let's just disturb it. Okay, as soon as the secret is disturbed, suppose the JW token doesn't work as expected. Okay, suppose, as you can see, it's redirecting us to sign in because now the token that doesn't work. Okay, so I'm convinced that our what can I say, our middleware works well. Okay, let's see, admin. Okay, product. As you can see, the reason why we can reach this is because we've got a token. Now let's test it again in a different way. What we want to do, we want to delete the token. Okay, let's see. um what do I want to do now? I want to go to application. I want to delete the token, as you can see. Okay, now let's get into the product. As you can see, this kicks me out to sign in. I just need to fix this. Let me quickly do that, guys. Okay, where is my sign in? Shop, sign in. The name is supposed to be sign in, not at sign in. Where is the form name? Okay, form name. Okay, let's go to this and remove this at. Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. So as you can see, guys, it looks like our middleware is working and is active. Okay. So obviously, there are some routes that are going to be protected even for this user, like a normal user, not the admin. Okay, so now that we are done with this, okay, let's say somebody has signed in and a token has been generated. What do we want to do? Okay, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? I think we want to get the data and display, what can I say? Let's see. Are we gonna do this with the state variable, or we are going to do it with the token? Okay. So what we want to do, we want an endpoint. This endpoint will always give us the signed in user. Okay, and then the details of the signed in user, we will display them here as an avatar. Okay, I hope you get the idea. So where are we going to get the signed in user data? We are going to get it from the token. Okay, let's try something here so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. So let's go to the verification of Joe's on the API, in fact on the middleware. Let's go to the verification of Joe's. And then what I want to do after verifying the token and everything is successful, okay, if no token, let's see. After verifying the token, I think here, let's try to const, first of all, see what we get. Let's say Joe's response, okay? Okay, let's see what do we get here. Okay, as you can see here, there is some sort of a Joe's payload. Okay, this Joe's payload has the details that are encoded from this token. Let me just give you a 360 degrees of what is going on here. So this token is some sort of an encoded string of some sort. Okay, let's see. Do we have it at the moment? I don't think we have. That's not much of a problem. Let's sign in and type met here. Okay, as you can see, so this token is some sort of let's go to JWT. Okay, it has got a data. Okay, let me show you. Here is this data, so we can access this data, okay, after it has been decoded. So let's go back here. So we are going to get that data from here. So what I want to do now, I always want to console.log. Let's say I'm logging active user. Okay, if there is no token, we are not going to have this active user. This active user will fail. Okay, so let's check here. Okay, let's check here. Suppose whenever we are hitting, let's say we are hitting admin. Okay, we're hitting this. Suppose this, the middleware will always be executed. Okay, so as you can see, user has got a payload here, and the payload has got the user ID and whatever. So what we want to do, we want an API route that will always return this dot payload. Okay, let's see, dot payload. Okay, as you can see. So what we want to do now, we want to create this route. Okay, this route, let's go to user, let's go to API and then user. Okay, this user, and then let's have a route here called me. Okay, and then we want route.ts. Okay, this is going to be a get request, export, sync get. Okay, export, export get equal to async const export const. Okay, okay, as you can see, we are going to take, let me just adjust my microphone, I don't see my keyboard. Request as request, next request. Okay, my apologies about this. As next request, as you can see. So what we want to do, we want to type here const token is equal to request dot cookies dot get token. Okay, we want the token. Let's see, this could be a string or undefined. Let's just be defensive. If there is no token, if there is no token, and then next return next response.json. Okay, and then what we want to do, we want to type a message, or let's say error. Okay, this is not an input error. Let's say this is a token error. Okay, and then let's add a status here. Okay, of 400, a client didn't supply the token. Okay, what is the problem? This is not supposed to be here. Okay, this is not a second argument here, it's a second argument here. Okay, I'm happy with this. This is stated of 400. So if there is a token, okay, let's see. So if there is a token, we're continuing, we can just go back here, and then let's start with the secret and the encoding part. Okay, let's go back here. We've got the secret here, and then we've got the encoded, and then let's decode. Okay, let's check the secret, and then let's use Joe's to decode. Let's wait, we can even take all of this. Okay, let's await all of this. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, and then let's import this from Joe's. Why it's not doesn't allow us to do this? Let's see. Okay, let's see, and then token. Let's call overload onto token string. Where is our token? Don't we have a token here? Yes, we have. Okay. Yes, we have. What's the problem with our token? Is it undefined or what? Let's see. Okay, let me just put a string here. Okay. Okay, let's see this token as a string, because sorry about this, because I am sure, my apologies about that. I want to delete this as string. Okay, I don't know why I'm typing like this. It's token as a string. It doesn't want this. Okay, JSON. Okay, let's check if we are importing it from the correct place. Yeah, I think so. Okay, this is how we are supposed to import it first. Okay, as is. Okay, sometimes, and then I think the problem with this, it can be null. Okay, so let's just make but we did verify here if it doesn't exist. So that means suppose this is not undefined here. Okay, let me do this. Let's see after this. Let's just type token. Token, it's a request cookie, is not a string. Request cookie or undefined. Okay, let's see request. I think we have to await it. Okay, and then this is still, this is a request cookie. Not a problem, we can check here. I think they are doing the same thing almost like here. Request.cookies.get.value. My apologies about this. Okay, if there is something there, dot value. Okay, now it's going to give us the string or undefined, and then we test, and then this is going to be a string. I'm happy with this. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, where I am. Okay, I'm on the route. And then what we want to do now, we don't want to console log this. Shows response. That's what we want. And then we don't want response.next. We want response.json. And then we want this. Sorry, we want this response. Okay, let's name this as active user. Okay, this is active user data. Let's see, active user data dot payload. Okay, we are passing back the payload. So when we hit this endpoint, we are going to get the current active user. Let's test this because it's just what can I say, sign in me. I don't think I want sign in me. I want users and then me, not signed in me. Okay, let's move it, as you can see. So let's check this. Okay, and then / API and then / user and then / me. Let's see. As you can see, we are getting these details. Okay, I'm happy with this. So that means this work. So what we want to do now, we want to go to the home page. And then on the home page here, we want, first of all, we need to go to here and make these smaller okay, so that we can have some pace. Let's press Control P. Are we still recording? Yes. Let's press Control P. Where is the shop header? Let's check on the input. Let's also check the select since we are here. Where is the select? Here is the select width of 60. Let's do a width of 30, half of that. Let's see now. I'm happy with this because this is just simple. Or maybe we can do at least 40. Then let's go to the input. Where is the input? Here is the input. Where are we setting the width? Okay, what are we setting here? Here is the input. Where does it end? It ends here. So this width of 90, let's make it a width of 50. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then we need to go to CN. Okay, and then we want an avatar here. Components, CN avatar. And then let's install. Okay, let's add another terminal. Then we can just paste the avatar here. So let's copy and paste the avatar. Okay, copy. And then we want this avatar to be Control P here. And then here, where is it going to be? Let's make it right after the cut. Okay, where is the cut? Where is the cut item? The cut item, let's put the avatar here. Okay, then we need to import. Okay, we need to import the avatar. Okay, let's go back here and import the avatar. Okay, so let's see how the avatar looks like. For now, suppose it's going to be here. Okay, it's still inside. It's in the wrong place in a way. The avatar is in the wrong place. My apologies about that. So it's inside. This is supposed to be somewhat here. Okay, as you can see. Okay. What if this avatar is supposed to have an action in case I want to log out? So let's just take the one that will have an action. Let's see. This doesn't have, and this doesn't have. Where can I get an avatar with an action? Okay. Looks like there is no sample of an avatar with an action. Okay, so what can we use for this? Let's look for a component. Is it a pop-up or what? Or it's a drop-down? Let's just check here. Is it a dialog? I think it's a drop-down menu. Yes, I think it's something like this. Okay, I think it's something like this. Okay, something like this, and then log out exactly. And then what we want to do Let's this has got a lot of things. Let's look, don't we have a simple one with few things? Okay, let's see. All right. What we want to do, let's check even if it's this one. Okay, let's check even if it's this one. And then let's make our own component out of this because this is going to make our component big. Okay, as you can see. So what we want to do here, we want to create a new component. Okay, let's call this component app dropdown dot tsx, and then we paste this here. Okay, then we need to install this. Okay, now let's continue. What we want to do here, we want to convert this into app dropdown, change this to app dropdown, and then what we want to do, okay, we want to receive children here, and then we want to receive these as React node. Okay, so we are going to take whatever that we are receiving and we are going to push it under the trigger. Okay, suppose we've got open here. What we are going to do, we are going to put the children, which is in our case, the children is going to be an avatar. And then from there, we don't want this variant outline. We don't really want it. Okay. And then from there, let's look at this to the personal possession. Let's just come here and type, let's call this a title. Okay. Let's say this is a title of stream. Okay, this title is optional. It might be there, it might not be there. So let's go to title. Let's put title here. But this is only going to show if the title is there. Okay, let's do that. This will only show if the title is there. And then what we want to do, we want a drop-down menu item, values at top, and then log out. I think that is all that we want. Okay. And then we want to use this component, app drop-down, app down, app drop down. Okay, and then let's go to this one, and then we are going to wrap this, import it, then we're going to wrap this, with this, and then what we want to do, let's add a title. Okay, and the title is going to be what I want to do. Where can I get okay, I haven't got, what can I say? I haven't got the detailed current active user, so I've got nothing to show, okay, on the title. So for now, I can just type the title. Let's type Matthew. Okay, let's save. Go back here. As you can see, I'm happy with this. You can log out, but I'm not sure what is this orange thing. Where is it coming from? Okay, that is because this is a button. Which one? The drop down trigger. The drop down trigger is a button. Okay, what we want class name. Okay, bg none or transparent bg none over. Okay, what can we say? Pointer none. Okay, let's see. What the other thing that we can do, we can remove the pattern at all. We don't really have to have a pattern because now it's giving us time unnecessarily. Okay, let's just put our figure here. As you can see, now what I want to do, I want to add a class name, and then I want to have pointer here. That means when you click here, okay, then you can log out. So the last thing that we want to do, let's just display the name of the current active user. So what we want to do here, it looks like, let's go back to here. It looks like we want is loading here, or toggle is loading. So this won't show while something is loading. At the moment, we're going to put is loading to false. That means you are not loading. I'm happy with this. And then we will need the data here. So we want a query. Let's just go here, shop header, form query. Let's just copy this query as it is. Okay, copy this query as it is. We are going to call this what type of a query? User query. User query. Let's see, the API is going to be user / me. Okay, what type of data? We can type this. The data is going to be the name, string, email, string. I think that's all that I want from here. And then, okay, active user. Then what I want to do, I want to copy this and I want to go to the is login, which is somewhere where is the is login? Toggle is loading for this. Dot is pending. Where is pending? As you can see. So let's check. Let's do something here. This is the drop down. We are going to display if there is data. If there is data there, then display this. Okay, if data is positive, that means there is something. And then from there, we want also to display, what are we going to display here? At the moment, nothing. And then what we want to do, we want a div here. Where we are going to have a p tag, and the p tag will be dot name, let's say. And then this is going to be to go hand in hand with, okay, let's see, where is this toggle is loading? Okay, so I want this avatar. Okay, let's paste this here. Let's see, what is the problem now? What does toggle is loading want? Okay, let's see. If there is a user, then display this app drop down. Oh, okay, I see. Maybe I even, yes, okay. Now I want to paste this avatar here, and then class name. I want this to be centered. This is our CSS style, define. Obviously, it's going to be a row, and then I want a gap of 3. Okay, that means it's going to be the avatar and the name. Okay, let's check. Where is the name then? Okay, something is just not right. Let's see. Suppose we have a name here. Let's see, where is this name? Okay, but my apologies about that. But okay, this has got a width of full. Let's change this and add a width of fit so that it can fit the content. I think that's the first problem. Okay, now let's check. Are we able to get the data that we want to get? Refresh. See, where is user? Me. I'm able to get me. There is, so inside me there is email and the password. So let's go back. Why we don't have, okay, let's just, do we need the name? Yes, we need the name. Let's go back to me here on the endpoint. API user me. Let's ask me why you don't have the name. Okay, what happened to you? Active user. Okay, let's see. Sign in. Is this me? Yes. Okay. JW secret const active user. jwt.payload. Okay, so when we are creating this token, let's go to where we are creating this token, which is we are creating it on user create first. It looks like we added a name here. Oh, sorry, this is not the payload. Okay, let's see the token. We didn't add the name. Okay, my apologies about this. We didn't add the name user.name. Okay, we didn't add the name here. This is create. And what about sign in? Let's check the token, as you can see also here. Okay, so what we will need now, maybe the name must still not be here, as much as we have made some changes. As you can see, the name is not there. We need to sign out. We can only do that by going to here for now, application, and then the token. Let's delete the token. Then let's refresh. If there is no token, suppose, yeah, we are on home now. Okay, that means we cannot navigate to product list. Okay, it will take us back here. I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do, we want to log in so that this could be something, so that the name can be there. As you can see, here is the name. So let's go back to the header. And then where is the name? Let's remove this name. Okay. What else do I want now? So that means I've got, okay, this is Matthew. I don't think I want to add Matthew there on the title. I want to add an email. Okay, let's see, where are we going to add that? Go to, yes, here. Where is the app drop down? Start from here. So what I want here, I want the email. That's what I want here. Okay, the email is too much or is too long. Don't think I mind much about that. Let's go here on the drop down. Where is the title? Okay, here is the title, and then let's add class name here. Text. Change this to 10px. Let's see. Even if it's 10px, it looks like it's... Okay, let's make this 12 and let's add the name. Looks like the email is 2, or maybe let's just add 9. Let's see. I'm happy with this. Okay, this shows your email address. Okay, and what we want to do now, we want to go to the sign in route or to sign out. Okay, for now, since this tutorial it's a bit longer, let's just end it here. I am Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer from South Africa. If you might want me to help you, please don't forget I've got a one-on-one 10-hour coaching course. This is where I teach you exactly what you want to know. If you want, you can book your own 1-hour discovery call. This is where you get a chance to ask me whatever that you want to ask me. If you might want to know more about the coaching course, as you can see here is the coaching course. This is available in the copy and paste folder. Okay, it's a PDF. You can read more about it here. I teach you exactly what you want to know. This is more about me, my tech stack, and what am I all about. Don't forget, I've got finance.com, a tech startup. So these are the tech podcasts that I have been featured in so far. If you like the video like this, please don't forget and help me hit the subscribe button so that the channel can grow. See you on the next. All right, guys, let's continue. Now, what we want to do, we want to implement the logout. So, what we want to do now, we want to, let me just close this. We want to go to the code and we want to create an API. Let's go to the API and then here. Okay, let's just create a logout route. Logout, and then what we want to do, we want to type route.ts. Okay, and then what we want to do, as usual, we want to export const get equal to async, and let's make an arrow function. We are going to receive a request here, let's see. Okay, this type here is quite interesting. It's usually I type it as next response, okay, but as next request. I just realized that even there is a type called request. I think it's coming from Node, so I was just testing it there. Okay, so what we want to do now, when we are logging out, we want to make sure that we destroy the cookies. Okay, we want to destroy the cookies. One of the ways of getting cookies is getting it from the request, and one of the ways of setting it is setting it from, what can I say, from a response, okay, from a next response. The other way of getting cookies is to get it from Next.js. This, I would like to believe this is more like a global way of getting cookies, okay? So what you do, you just, as you can see, cookies, you get it from a next header. Okay, we get it from a next header. Let's say cookies. Let's execute this as a function, and then dot delete. Okay, await dot delete, and then what we want to delete, we want to delete token. Okay, in cookies we want to delete token. Let's see, is this gonna be executed? Yes. Okay, and then what we want to do again, let's see. What we want to do again, we want to reroute. Okay, that means the system has to reroute to login. Okay, so we are going to use redirect from Next as well. Redirect from Next navigation. As you can see, we are going to execute this and then / sign in. Okay, I think that is all. That is all. I hope this is going to work. In most cases, this has to return something, but I am thinking this redirect will help us with all of that. Okay, let's see. Let's start this npm run dev. Okay, if this was sleeping, let's see. Okay, I don't think it was sleeping. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me just cancel everything. This has been running for a while. Let's cancel everything. Clear. Okay, npm run dev. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so we need to call this endpoint. So first of all, let me make sure that this is starting. Okay, and then we need to call this endpoint. Where can I call? I think here on app drop down. When this is clicked, and then I don't think I want the value here. I don't think I need, or maybe I will have to put it. Okay, just like as an empty string, and then on click. Okay, on click. Okay, maybe we can be clever here. Okay, since this is a get, let's see. Since is a get, what do we want to do? Is it a best practice to, yeah, let's start like this. Maybe a link. Link. Okay. Link, and then we want href to equal to, okay, let's import this from next link. Href is equal to API / log out, or is it log out or sign out? Let's see. Okay, suppose it's sign out, but it's fine. Let's just leave log out for now. API log out, and that is it. Let's check. Let's test this. Okay, I think it's still compiling. Let's see. Okay, now let's test and see. Suppose this will reroute to the logout section, get request, and then let's check here what it's busy doing. Okay, logout. I think logout has returned 307, which is a redirect. Okay, as you can see, this has redirected to sign in. So I'm happy with that. So everything is working well. Let's try to access the admin after logging in. I think this will take us back to sign in. I'm happy with that. And then let's look at the cookies. Let's look at the cookies application. So as you can see, we don't have the cookies. Okay, suppose we have a cookie here and we don't. I think we have successfully logged out. And that is it for now. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. All right, guys, let's continue. As you can see, we are getting there with our application. We are able to view the cut and its total, but now we want to work on the checkout. What we want to do on the checkout, we want to create something that is called a checkout invoice. We're just going to display this all information on the checkout. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to create an endpoint for that, an endpoint that is going to create or generate the PDF for us. So what we are going to do, in case it's your first time here, please check the link in the description below to copy a folder. And this folder has got everything. Let's just go here, and then from there let's just go to the copy folder. You will get this folder that has got everything. In this folder you will see a checkout route. Let's just copy this route and then paste on the API. Make sure that you paste this on the API. Let's just press Control V. Okay, as you can see, here is the checkout right. Why are we copying and pasting the code? Generating PDFs is outside the scope of this tutorial. I would like this course to remain a beginner-friendly course. So these little pieces of code that we are copying and pasting, use them as some sort of an intro to everything. Okay, I am introducing libraries and how they work, and also in the best way, in a working form. So feel free to go through this code and try to understand what is going on here, because if I could type this and try to teach it, the course was going to be very long. Imagine if this part, only this module, takes us 6 hours. Okay, so let's continue, guys. So now that we've got an API route, we need to create an endpoint, which is a front end. Okay, we need to create a front end that will connect to the endpoint, and then it will display the PDF. So let's get into that. So what we want to do, we want to go to shop, checkout. We want to be here. There's a lot of things that we are going to do here. So get ready. So what I want to do, I want to first, what is it that I want? Okay, let's just go to the back end and see what is the back end expecting. And I would like to believe this is the best way to do it. Okay, let's go to the API, let's go to checkout and see. Okay, let's look at here. Okay, let's look at here. So here is our request. Here we are getting document data. Okay, this document data has been typed already. Okay, let's see, where is this type? Let's see. Okay, cool. This type is telling us that this is an object that this endpoint is expecting, and this object has got a user ID, the name, the email, and the cart items data. Okay, let's look at the cart items data. Here is the cart items data. As you can see, this looks familiar. Okay, this looks like this is the array that we have on our atom. Okay, the one that has got the total. So what we want here, we want only this guy. Okay, we want this guy. Let's copy this because we need to push our array in a similar, word like this, or key. So let's go back here. Okay, let's just paste this here. Okay, so this means that what we want here, we want first the user data. Okay, let's deal with that. Okay, so where do we get the user data? I think there was a module where we had a user data. Okay, and here is that module. Okay, this module hits an endpoint, which is me, and it will get the data of an active of an active user. So let's just type here get user data, or get active user. Okay, we are getting the active user here. So here is an active user. What we need on Windows, I'm pressing Control in space so that we can import this, and then we can import Axios. Okay, I'm happy with this. This is the active user. So what I want to do now, instead of naming this use query, we are going to do it differently. We are going to destructure. Automatically, this will give us a variable or key called data. And are we going to use is pending? I don't think so for now. And then let's alias this as user data. Okay, user, let's say active user. Okay, let's make this active user. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going to be smart. Okay, we are going to take things slow, one by one. Okay, what we are going to do here, we are going to console log active user. What we want to do, we want to see the data as we continue. Sometimes you I don't think this is where I want to be. My apologies about this. Okay, sometimes you continue and type a lot of things and realize that you've got a lot of errors that you can't fix. Okay, let's see on the checkout now. We are having some error. Is this a client side page? No. So let's use client here to make sure that this is a client side. Okay. So what we want to do, we want to go to inspect and let's check if we are able to see the active user. Active user is an object and it has got an email, the item, and the user ID. Okay, I'm happy with this. What does this mean? Let's just go to our route. This is user name and email. That means we got this part. Okay, can you guess what's the next step? The next step is to get this part. Okay, so let's get that part. So the next step is to get this part. Okay, let's say cut items. Okay, let's say get cut items. Okay, get cut items. How are we going to get the cut items? It's very simple. Here is the cut item. As you can see, it's in a global state, so it's available everywhere. So we can get it by typing here const. Let's copy this name as it is to make our lives easier. Okay, this will help us to just send this. My apologies about this. Yes, okay, is equal to let's use atom from Jotai and we are going to pass cut items total. This one, cut items with total. As you can see now, let's copy this and paste it here, and then let's type here cut items. Go back, inspect, and then let's look at console. Okay, let's look at console. As you can see, we've got two arrays here. Okay, so step number 2 done. I hope this is easy, simple, and straightforward, and you are still following. And then let's go back here. That means we've got the cut items. Okay, let's just clean this code a little bit. Okay, make sure that this is cleaner. All right, we don't need this now. So now we've got these two guys, okay? As you can see, we still don't have the structure of data that is ready to go to the API because the API has got the user data and an array inside it, or the API is expecting that type of data, okay? So what we are going to do here, we are going to type const let's say API data. Okay, this is the API data. The API data is going to be, this is the data, it's going to be number 1, let's spread active user data. Okay, active user data 1 2 3, let's spread it. Okay, and then let's add this. Okay, remember we have copied this as is. Okay, so now let's just highlight here and see. So as you can see now, this type of data here is an array of this and what? And then as you can see, we've got name, email, and the ID, okay? So this means that if we were to hit the API endpoint, we are going to pass this API data, okay? Let's type here, okay, create, or let's say, yeah, create API data. Okay, this is the API data. Okay, let me try to format this. Okay, and then we've created API data. This is going to go to our what's this? To our mutation. Okay, so with that being said, let's declare mutation, create mutation. Okay, and then we're going to type here const is this going to be mutation or yes? Okay, const let's say pdf mutation, let's call this pdf mutation is equal to use mutation, and then we're going to pass an object here. Let's start with a mutation key. mutation key. Let's call this, it's always an array, PDF mutation. Okay, and then we want, my apologies about that, we want a mutation function next. Okay, we want a mutation function. Let's make it async. Okay. Okay, this will receive some sort of data here, because when we're executing, we need to pass this API data. So where can we get this type? Okay, since we are already here, let's try to do this type API data equal to, let's use TypeScript. Let's use type of, okay, let's use TypeScript type of, let's say type of API data. Let's see. Okay, let's see what is this type. As you can see, guys, this type is exactly what we want. Okay, we are some sort of taking it the type of this object. Okay, as you can see. So this is the data and this is the type. So let's just what can I say? Separate things so that you can understand that this is a type. Okay, so this guy is going to receive that type exactly. Okay, this is going to receive that type. Okay, so that means we are still fine with TypeScript. So what I want to do here, there are some several steps that I want here, right? And then in the end, when we are done with everything, okay, when we are done with everything, we want a URL. Okay, let's do this here. Go here. Okay, let's type here. Use state URL to the PDF. Okay. Okay. This is like a path to, let's say, a virtual PDF. I'm gonna explain in details what do I mean about the virtual PDF. So let's type here const let's say PDF URL, and then set PDF URL is equal to use state. Okay, it's equal to use state. This is going to be null at this point in time, and then the type of this, it's either is going to be a string, or if there is nothing, it's going to be null. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to hit the endpoint that is going to give us a PDF. Okay, as let's say as a type of what can I say, encoded file or raw data. Okay, let's say raw data. Okay, it's not a page, it's not HTML, it's just a raw PDF. Okay, so in the front end, we need to take that data and process it so that it can be ready to be viewed. Okay, so we are going to create to process that data so that it could be in form of a PDF that is viewable on the UI. Okay, and then once the PDF is viewable on the UI, what we want to do, we want to create some sort of a storage in the browser. Okay, once we create a storage, we need a path, okay, to that storage. Okay, so as you can see, we are going to do some things before we reach the path to the PDF. I hope that one is clear. If it's not, please don't worry much about that. We are going to, what can I say, I'm going to explain that in details. Okay, so let's go back to the mutation. Okay, where is my mutation? Active user, cut item, create mutation. Okay, so the first thing that we want here, const, we want results from Axios. Okay, results is equal to, we need to always await Axios because of this async. In fact, Axios returns a promise, that's why you are awaiting it. So let's type here axios.post. Okay, we are posting. And then let's is Axios imported? It looks like. Okay, axios.post. We want a URL which is going to be API /checkout. Okay, I'm happy with this part. We are done with part 1. What is part 2? Part 2 requires us to some sort of add the data. Okay, let's add the data here, which is the data that we are passing there. Okay, so the other thing that we want here, we want to tell what can I say, Axios, that the type that you are going to return. Okay, what is the response type? Let's see, the response type here, okay, is going to be application. Let's see, no, not application. It's going to be a blob. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, so this is going to be a blob. As I've told you that we are going to receive some sort of a certain a file in a certain format. Okay, and that will be a blob. Okay, so treat a blob like raw data. Okay, that is not easily processed at the moment. Okay, so now once we receive this raw blob data, now we need to const let's say now let's say const processed blob. Okay, we need to process that blob, and we can process that blob by creating a new blob. Okay, some sort of let's say uh, what can I say, not combining, we are processing this raw blob data into a front end ready blob data. Okay, and then what we want to do in this array, these are the blob parts, we want to pass the data that we are going to receive here. Okay, once we do that, this doesn't end there. We also need to some sort of assign a type here. Okay, and this type is going to be application / PDF. Okay, once we are done with this, okay, this doesn't create a memory in the browser and supply us with the URL. There is something else that does that. And what does that is const, let's say, path to PDF. Okay, this will create some sort of a path to this PDF. We use URL, some sort of a globally available, what can I say, object. Okay, and then we create an object. Okay, and then we always create an object out of a blob. Okay, this will return some sort of a string, which is the actual path to what, the actual path to the PDF. Okay, that was sent. I hope this is starting to make sense. And then when we are done, we are going to return this. Okay, we are going to return this path. Okay, so in terms of the mutation has got some functions that you can attach to it, and one of those functions is on success. Okay, when this is successful, okay, when this is successful, we want to add an arrow function here. Okay, we are going to receive a path to PDF. Okay, we are going to receive this, what was returned here, because we have managed to hit the success. And then let's set where is that variable of mine? Now I don't see it here. Let's just go here, the state. Okay, set PDF URL. Let's set the PDF URL. Let's set the PDF URL, okay, to this. Okay, as you can see, I hope this is clear. Okay, remember this mutation, we need to execute it. Okay, we have not executed it yet. Okay, so what else do we want to do? Let's click save. Okay, now we need to execute this. This takes some sort of a combination of things. It takes this API data, as you can see, it consumes it. But this API data, it's a combination of things. And these things, okay, this composite variable, these things, the constituents of this combination are not going to be ready at the same time, and they are not going to be instantly ready. We didn't declare this variable in this module where they will always be available. there will be some sort of processes before we get them. For instance, as you can see, user atom, this is going to be processed and then it will come back. This one might be instant, okay? In terms of being instant, it might be better. But this one, where is the one that we are using, query, this one is going to be a process. So when this loads, it's not guaranteed that this will have something. Let's check at the type of this. Okay, as you can see, we've got also undefined here. Okay, the ID is undefined. Where is the actual overall thing? Okay, as you can see somewhere here, there is also never. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is this is not guaranteed that this data will be here at the same time. So we need some sort of a mechanism to test to know that we are only executing this once this data is readily available. How are we going to do that? We need a use effect to help us. Okay, let's see somewhere here. Okay, let's say use effect, okay, to prevent null values. Okay, so let's use effect. Okay, let's use effect and let's pass a dependency array. Okay, now we want to say before we hit, okay, before we hit the endpoint, sorry, the mutation, before we mutate, okay, because we are going to mutate somewhere here. Okay, before we mutate, don't mind about this error, we need to check if the constituents of this variable, this one, okay, let me copy it, this one, which is going to be a dependency array, this one and this one. Okay, we need to check if these are not null. Okay, let's go back here and check these ones because these can be null. Okay, and in this module we are not checking those. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what we want to do before we continue to hit the mutation, we want to check, sorry about that, if this, okay, is not true, okay, and, or let's say, or, okay, or this is not true, okay, which is not true, just return. This means do nothing, return. Okay, as you can see. If not, what do I want to do here? Since we are using this dependency here, I'm happy when they are here. Okay, but what I'm interested in the API data. Okay, this is what I'm interested in. So let's add this as a dependency because this, okay, this is some sort of let's say this is some sort of a combination of this and this. So for now, let's use where is that arrow function? Let's use this as a dependency. Okay, sorry, API data as a dependency. Let's see, API data is a dependency. Okay, because this API data represent these two things. Okay, so we are going to add API data here. We are going to set this. My apologies about this. Let's see. What is it saying? This source is not callable. PDF mutation. My apologies about this. Okay, PDF mutation dot mutate. We have to mutate. Okay, to call the mutation, and then we want to pass this API data. Okay, so what is this? This is a dependency array. Okay, this use effect will only be called once this changes. As soon as this changes, okay, let's say this, what can I say? This element changes its value, and then this will be called, okay, and this will mutate. Okay, so this means that we are watching this, and then once this changes, and then we need to check, make sure that these are not null. When these are not null, this means that because these are the constituents, that means the actual house, if the building blocks of the house are correct, then the actual house is correct. I hope this one is cleaner. And then what we want to do after this, that means here we will set here, let's see, here we will call the mutation, and the mutation, when it's done, it will set the PDF path. Okay, so we need to use that path. Let's go to that, what can I say, let's go to this variable, the use state, this one. Okay, what we want to do here, we want to go to our JSX here. We want to use an iframe here, a component, an HTML component called iframe, and it's going to be a self-closing one. What we want to do here, we want the SRC of this to be the actual path to the PDF to be this one. What is an iframe? An iframe is an HTML component that can display a URL. Let's say you want to display Google inside your own application. You can just use an iframe and and type here www.google.com, and that get request will be sent here, and this will process the HTML, and it will display it. You can give it the width and height as you wish. Okay, so I'm not sure what I type. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to type this. Okay, so we want this to be a width of full and a height of screen. Okay, it must be the full screen. And then let's check here. Okay, this can be true and this can be null, and that is okay, guys. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to display this, okay, only if this is true. So we can do this and then type end here. This means that only show this once this is true. Okay, as you can see here, we don't have any loading state in a way. So what we want to use our toggle loading, okay, component. You know, it's expecting some children, and then it's expecting is loading. Okay, inside is loading, we want to pass is pending. Okay, we don't have that is pending yet. We can take that is pending from the mutation. Okay, that means we can type here mutation dot is pending. Okay, let's see, mutation dot is pending. Okay, that means if the mutation is still processing, hide this and put a loading spinner. Now, there is something that I want to teach you or show you, okay, in terms of React, okay. React, what can I say? In React, you need to be able to manage re-renders, okay. So this architecture or something at this point in time, even though it looks correct or it seems like it's correct, it has got a potential of causing re-renders. As you can see here, there's a lot of things going on here. I wanted to clearly show you that, as you can see, this is some sort of re-rendering and errors. I wanted to show you that it's not enough to just know things and follow a coding tutorial religiously. Okay, you need to understand optimizing React, what can I say, React applications. So when you get to real life and real production, production grade applications, these are the problems that you are going to solve. Okay, so let's get to that. Okay, first of all, let's check what's in the UI. This is processing a checkout. Okay, let's check what is going on. As you can see, this looks like it's some sort of re-rendering. Okay, and then let's check here. This is calling checkout endlessly. Okay, as you can see, it keeps on calling checkout, calling checkout, calling checkout. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay, so what we want to do, let me just clear this. Okay, the first thing that we want to do here, we want to memorize some variables. Okay, in React, if you are going to use this type of data, okay, let's check where are we using it. Okay, where are we using it? If you are going to use this in a dependency array where this has been watched by use effect, okay, this object has been watched by use effect. As soon as it changes, what happened? Okay, as soon as it changes, this will be executed. As soon as this changes, this will be executed. An object in React, an object, okay, an object, where is it? An object. Okay, different from let's say const m equal to, it's different from this value. React knows that this value has not changed, not because it's const, even if we can type let here. Okay, it knows that this is a value and it does not change. But when it comes to objects and arrays, okay, whenever this component re-renders, React creates a new instance of this. Okay, let's say new instance, let's say something like that. Okay, new instance of this. What does that mean in terms of the use effect? Okay, this means that number one, this watched value in any re-render, it will always become a new thing, a new thing, a new thing. What does that mean? If this becomes new, it changes. Okay, this will be executed. When this is executed, when this mutation is executed, it will also cause a re-render. Okay, re-rendering means changing this. Changing this means executing use effect. Use effect means mutation. Let's go to that circle again. Mutation means creating a re-render. Okay, creating a re-render. Re-rendering means changing this. Changing this means um, this is being watched. As you can see, guys, we are inside a loop. Okay, so how do you go out of that loop? There are some certain things that you need to do. Okay, and the first one is, let's lock our object so that it can be treated as something that is not going to some sort of change throughout the rendering process. It must change for a specific reason. Okay, at this point in time, it's always new, 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 because it's an object and also an array. I would like to believe also a function performs or behaves that way. So if you are dealing with an array, an object, and a function, okay, a function, these need special treatment. Okay, obviously, if you might want to learn more about React optimization, you can check the documentation. So what we want to do here, we want to use something called use memo. Okay, we want to use a hook called use memo. And then it works similar to use effect. It has got some dependency arrays. Okay, and then it has got some dependency arrays. Okay, so we are saying here, just like what we were doing somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here when we added these two. Okay, what we want to do here, let me just paste this as it is for now. We are saying, please make sure when this changes and this changes and this changes, generate a new value. It's still going to be an object in a way, but generate a new value. Okay, what do I want to do here? Let's see, return, let's return this value. Okay, so what are we doing here? We are saying this value will be, let's use this word, even though I think the word that is used, it's memoize or something like that. Okay, but let's just use some sort of a common simple plain English word, which is memorize. So we are telling this, memorize this value. Okay, as long as these things have not changed. So let's just go through it. This value will be created and it will be frozen. It will act as if it's a value that won't re-render. This guy will check this value once. This guy will check this value once and it will do this. Okay, when this guy triggers a re-render, this value won't register as a re-render that will create or that will make us to go through the same cycle again. So this cuts off that re-rendering cycle because it knows that this value is still the same. Okay, it treats it as the same. It's not being created new instance. It's not being created every time. More especially, or if these guys didn't change. It's like if your constituents changed, then you can change. After that, you are not going to change. So we are just helping these guys to be efficient, to only change on specific reason instead of JavaScript rendering this as a new object every time. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. Okay, are we making sure that we are only calling this when these are true? Yes, as you can see. So there's no way we can pass null here. And then with that being said, I think I am done with this. Okay, now let's just quickly npm run dev here. Okay, npm run dev. Okay, we are running this again, and then we want to see what will happen next, okay, or after that. Okay, we are supposed to have some sort of the data that shows in here. Okay, we are supposed to have a data that shows here. If that's not the case, that's not much of a problem. We can see what we can do. Okay, as you can see now, checkout has been called. This is a set of 200. It looks like now, okay, let's see. Okay, first of all, the other thing that we have to check besides the re-renderings, okay, besides the re-rendering, we need to check why. Okay, this is 500. Okay, it's not 404. This doesn't mean that this is not found. Okay, this doesn't mean this is not found. It means that there are some sort of re-renderings going on here. Okay, now let's look at this. First of all, what we want to do before we mutate, okay, let's do this. Let's silent this mutation. Before we mutate, let's just type here console.log and see, are we getting the type of data that we are looking for, like the structure? Okay, like the structure, let's say API data. Okay, are we getting the structure that we are looking for? Let's just go back here, just refresh, and then go here. Let's see on console, are we getting this structure? Let's see API data. We've got cut items here. I'm happy with this. And then we've got the email, we've got the name and the user ID. I'm happy with this object, okay, because it has got the cut items data here. Okay, and then let's see. Now what we want to do, okay, let's check here because we still have some re-renderings. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are checking this. Okay, this can only change if these has changed. Okay, let's go here. Okay, as you can see, this can only change if these has changed. Okay, let's see. And then what we want to do, can't we try to freeze this also, let's say, by saying if these are null, then do nothing. Okay, let's see, just do nothing if these are null. Okay, if these are null, then do nothing. Okay, let's see, you are supposed to let's say, if these are null, you do nothing. If these are something, then you return this. Okay, let's see. Okay, am I checking? Okay, when this change, it will mean that these are okay. Okay, so what we want to do then again, okay, it looks like the other problem that we are having, or maybe let's implement one thing at a time. Okay, one thing and check, one thing and check, since I want to implement another strategy now. But what can I say, we always have to check. Okay, we always have to check. So let's just check here. The problem that we have here, this is executed like many times. Okay, the only thing that I don't understand about this is why this the server is returning an error. Okay, that's the only thing that I don't understand about this. It's the status like 500. Okay, that I don't understand. Let's see, inspect. Okay, for instance, let's check here. This is the 500 that I don't understand. Okay, which is, it's the next. Is if this was executed properly and everything was working well. or maybe it's returning 500 because it's processing like every time. So the first thing that we need to do, let's just make sure that this processes once. Okay, if we do this, this will only run once on load. Okay, so let's go back here and check. Okay, because we don't have to like look at many things at the same time. Okay, we need to get the basics, things that can work, then let's get them to work. Okay, and then we will figure out and deal with the re-renderings. As you can see, these are the API endpoints that worked well. Okay, so meaning that if that runs once, it runs once, and as it runs once, these are still null. Okay, these are still undefined, and it shows return, and it doesn't continue here. Okay, so that means this is not going to work. And then what we want to do, the other thing that we want to do, we want to force this, okay, to run once. Okay, as you can see, it's running many times. That's not much of a problem. Let's create a variable. Okay, let's create a variable, which is what are we going to do now? I think we're going to use ref. Okay, const. Okay, what can I call this variable? Has ran. Okay, let's say has been executed. Okay, is equal to, let's say, use ref. Okay, we are using another what can I say, we're using another React hook, which is use ref. Let's say this is false. Okay, use ref of false. What does use ref do? Prevent re-rendering with use ref. Okay, with use ref. Use ref, use ref, what can I say, stays the same in every re-render. It's like useref can be declared here, and it will hold the same value irrespective of the re-rendering. Some variables will be created and it will create, but useref is consistent. It's some sort of a memory. It's guaranteed to be always there. It's like it lives somewhere else. It's like a neighbor. Okay, it's not affected by what is going on in this page. So I hope you get that one. So what I want to do now, I want to make sure that if this is active, okay, sorry, not here. Okay, return. If this is active, or let me just remove this one for now, guys. Just a moment. We will implement it later because it might cause some issues, and we might be unable to debug. So let's make sure that use memo works. Okay, fine, without any disturbance. So let's go here. If let's say this is not available, or this is not available, let's say, or, okay, let's say if this is false, that means, or maybe what I can do to avoid this complex thing so that I can be able to explain, let's go back here before we do the mutation. Let's do another if, because if I can add this if here, maybe things might be complicated. It might be difficult for me to explain to you and for you to get this. Okay, so let's do this. If this is true, if this is true, this will mean that this line has been reached. Okay, this line has been reached. If it's false, return again. Okay, sorry, my apologies about this. If this is false, that means this, if this is false, that means this statement has not been executed. That means continue if it's false. Okay, because by default it's false. It means that we didn't execute this. That's why it's false. Okay, so if it's false, execute it. So if it's true, this is true. Okay, if this is true, as you can see, we are going to change it here. If this is true, just return. Okay, don't execute this if it has been executed. So let's say now it's false. It will ask, is this true? No. Then it will continue. Okay, as it continue, please change this to true, because should you continue, that means that dot current, this is how you has been executed. Let's see, has been executed, that use ref dot. But now this use ref is supposed to give me what can I say, 8 dot current. Okay, but it doesn't. Let's see. This is going to be a use ref of, let's see, of a boolean. Let me just type it first. Let's see. Okay, this has been a use ref of boolean. I'm happy with this. So let's just let me just cancel this for now. Okay, so let's see what we want to do here. Okay, let's go back to that use ref. Okay, this use ref is supposed to have an object which is dot current executed. If this is here, it's positive, and then let's see. Okay, has been executed. First of all, why this use ref doesn't give me the current? Let's see. Okay, use memo, use ref. Let's see. Okay, this is use ref, yes. And we are passing false here, yes. Okay, I'm in the page here, yes. And then use ref. And then let's see. Use ref has got a use ref dot current property. But now, is it dot current? Okay, let's see. But now it doesn't want to give me any of these executed. Okay, let's see why my useref. I will fix the spelling later, but my useref doesn't. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Let's say this is some sort of a plain useref. Let's say. Okay, useref of string. Let's say it's nothing. And then how do I access the useref? Or is it me? Okay, const this is equal to useref. Yes, and then. Okay, executed. Okay, executed. Let's fix this. And then suppose this useref dot current. This is what I want. Okay, but it looks like with the string it works, but with the boolean it didn't work. Okay, the other thing which is a best practice, React always want your components to be capital letters. Okay, let's just quickly do that before it complains. Okay. So what I want to do here, my useref works with a string, but with a boolean, it doesn't work. Let's see why it doesn't work. Okay, let's check again. Sorry, let's check again. Not current. Now it looks like it works. I wonder why it was not working before. Okay, so let's let TypeScript to infer the type here. Okay, we don't really have to type it because you've noticed that it doesn't give me the dot current, and maybe I have made some mistake in typing or whatever. Okay, so let's use this here. Okay, so if this is true, return. Don't execute this again, don't call this again. Okay, should you be false, that means you haven't called this. And then what I'm going to do, once you continue, okay, the spelling is wrong. Okay, dot. It looks like if this is false, return. Let me take this and do it here, and then dot. Let's see. So we can access dot current here on the top level. Okay. Da, 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 da. And if this is true, return. Maybe this means that this will always be true. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, and then let's do this dot current. Okay, dot current is equal to true. Okay, so what we want to do, let's take, it looks like we cannot avoid this. Let's take this and make sure that we are concatenating it here. Okay, so let's read this logic like in a proper way so that I cannot confuse you. If there is no active user, please don't continue. This is going to be true and this is going to return will be executed. If there is no cut item, this is going to be true and this is going to return. If this is true, okay, then you are going to return and this dot current is going to be false. Let's say if this is false. Oh, now I see my mistake. Okay, my mistake. Okay, my mistake. We are testing with dot current here. Okay, let's go back to where we were before. We are testing with dot current, not with the actual object. So if this value, okay, as you can see, if this value is false, okay, this is going to continue. But if it's true, I want it to return. Now I see my mistake. Okay, I was comparing this instead of this. Okay, so this is a way to force this to only execute once. Okay, this will only execute once. Once this is true, this is true. Or let me do this. Okay, instead 1 2 3, so that this can be easily seen. If this is true, that means you were once here and you executed this, so don't execute it again. npm run dev. Okay, let's hit enter. I hope you are learning something. These are the issues that you will face in what can I say, in real life. Okay, in real life we are trying to, what can I say, running away from React re-renders, okay, using different techniques and methods. So it's very important. This exercise, it's important, okay, so that you can understand how to bypass things. Why do we have to bypass things? Simply because React is not a perfect system. Okay, it's not a perfect, it's an efficient one, it works, it's performant, but it, what can I say, it needs your intelligence to help it to get things right, like on the get-go. Let's see, we've got the checkout here. If this checkout has got an issue, at least it executes once now, okay, as you can see. So we don't have any re-renderings here. So what we can do now, we can be able to go and check here what is the problem. Okay, cannot read the property of null reading price. Okay, all right guys, it happened that I have made a problem here. This is a very big problem. Okay, so when we are sending data to the API, this one, okay, this is not an array. Okay, this is not the exact array that we are sending there, simply because this use atom, this is some sort of what can I say, um a hook, okay, of which a hook will receive a value here and it will receive a set value. Okay, but we are not going to use this set value because we are setting nothing. All we are interested in is the value that comes out of this. Okay, this is the error. Okay, so with everything being done here, what we want to do now, we want to go back, refresh here guys. Okay, as you can see. Okay, and then we want to go to the checkout page. As you can see, the checkout page is processing. Suppose when it's done, it will display the PDF accordingly, and that will be it. I'm not sure why it's taking some time. Let's just check here what is going on. Okay, checkout has already processed. I'm kind of suspecting this pending. Okay, let's look at the network. Okay, I think this pending is somewhat sabotaging us. Okay, let's check. Let's see. Check out. Okay, as you can see, guys, checkout has already responded with everything going well. And that is it, guys. So we can view the checkout page, and here are the details. So what I want to do on success as well, I want to reset, my apologies about this. On success as well, I want to reset this cart item. So I'm just going to charge my laptop. My apologies about this. Let me quickly charge my laptop. Okay, it's charging. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm sneezing. Okay. My apologies about that sneeze. Let's continue, guys. This has been a long one. This has been a long one. So what we want to do now, we want to reset this. So I would like to believe now we need that set a variable that we said we don't need here, because is it gonna set this one? This one, it's a some sort of a calculated value. Okay, it's a derived value. Let me show you here on the atom. Okay, this is a derived value. It's being derived from cart item. So if we want to reset, we must reset the actual cart item. Where is it? Let's see. This one. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to go to this page. I want as well to take the actual cart item. Let's just copy and paste this. Okay, and then here I want to get this cart item, and then here this cart item, I don't want its value. That's why we're going to put this, or even this one, a single one. I want the set part of it. Okay, set cart item. Okay, and then let me import it. And then what I want to do on success. Okay, where is the on success of the mutation? I don't need this, guys. Okay, what else do I want to do? I want the on success of the mutation. Query key here. Where is the mutation? Let's go back down. Here is the mutation. Okay, where is the on success? Okay, on success, this is what I want. Okay, set this to an empty array. Okay, so let's see if this is going to set this to an empty array. Let's just go back here. Okay, and let's just check out. As you can see, guys, okay, on success, this what can I say, this has been erased. Okay, we are having some issues here with our first instance. As you can see, this doesn't load instantly. Okay, now that this has been, like, what can I say, checked out, category is going to show an error. Okay, because this data is not there. So it looks like we are having a problem with our is pending. Our is pending is failing us. Okay, that's not much of a problem. Let's just go back here and quickly fix that. So let's see. Maybe what we can do, let's just try another one here. Is don't we have is fetching? What else do we have here? Let's see. Is error, is idle, is pause, is pending. Okay, let's see. Let's try is idle. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, we're having an issue with our is loading there. Let's add this, and add this, and add this, and then let's go back here. Let's see if this is going to work instantly. Okay, I think now the is pending is much better than the is loading. As you can see, guys, everything works well. Okay, so let's go back here. So now what if we want to go home from here? Okay, let's say we want to go home, okay, from here. Okay, so we need to have a button here for going home. Let's say shop. Okay, here. So we need to go to here. We need to go to the shop top header. And what I want to do, let's look for the button. And then this button, let's just take this button next to sign in. Okay, let's just add another button here, and this is going to be the /, and here this is going to be shop in case you want to go back to shop. I'm happy with this. What about its color? The background is gray. Let's make this green. Okay, let's make this green so that it can be unique. Yeah, let's just make it green, and then this is going to take us here, as you can see. So if you are here, this is telling you that this is an empty, and then if this is empty, we're supposed not to have this. Okay, we are not supposed to have it. So let's check here. If I want to go back to shop, as you can see, I'm happy with this. Okay, so let's add. Let's say I'm here and I want to go to shop. I can go back to shop. I'm happy with this. And then let's go back to the cart page. Okay, if there is, let's go to the cart page, go back to the cart page here. Okay, if this item, okay, let's see. Yeah, this item is the dot length of this kite items with total, it's 0. Where is that button? Check out. So I'm going to render this conditionally. Okay, if this dot length is 0. Okay, if it's 0, and then if this is 0, let's see, what do I want to do? Okay, if 0 is true, do nothing. Let's say if it's not 0, okay, okay, let me do this. If it's not 0, okay, only display this when this is not 0. Let's do this and end. Let's see. Okay, let's go back here and see. Let's just go back here and delete. Suppose this disappears because the cut is 0. So when you are here, you can't do anything because there are no results. That means this is 0. Okay, so I hope you get that one. And then let's go back to shop. I'm happy with this user experience. And then let's add something, and add something, and let's go to cart. What if I want to reset from here? So let's go to cart item and add a reset button. Am I on cart item? Yes. Next to checkout. Let's say on top. Checkout. Let's just go here on top. On top of what? Let's see, data columns or data kite items somewhere here. Okay, let me add clear cut. Okay, and then on click. Okay, on click, we are going to do something here. Okay, we want the set of the original array. Okay, not this one, the original array of item, not this one. Let's just say cut items data. I think it's this one. Let's import it. Okay, and then we don't want this. We can put 2 underscores here. We want the set part of it. Okay, which is okay, let's call this what? This is set items data, item data. Let's name this set. Okay, set main cut items data. Okay, why are we not getting this cut items data? Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, it's taking this one. So there is some sort of naming collision here. Makes sense. Cut items with total. This is supposed to be cut items with total. Okay, all of this. Okay, let me copy and paste this. Sorry, copy here and paste here. Cut items with total. Cut items total, let's say. Okay, and then I want to make sure all of this. Okay, my variable naming was bad, guys. My apologies about this. So now that we've got that cut total, let me add another underscore here so that this and this cannot be the same. And then let's import now this from, let's say, cut items. Okay, add items total, cut items, as you can see. And then we want to use this on the on click. Where is that on click? Clear cut. Let's just go to button on click, this one. Okay, we want to set this to an empty array. Okay, let's go back, guys, and check. Now we've got clear cut. Okay, but this needs to be next to something, next to this one. Okay, let me put all of these together, and then let me put these inside a div, and then let's put a class name. We've got a utility style which is center. Let's make this a width of full, and then let's make a gap of 12, let's say, and let's see how these are going to look. I'm somewhat happy with this. And then the button here, the class name. Okay, class name. Let's just make the background of this button. Let's try navy this time. Do we have navy here? Let's try blue. Okay, let's try blue, this one. Okay, and then what we want to do, we want, let's say, justify between. Okay, and let's make it what can I say, important, so that it can override some of these types. So as you can see, I'm not sure why this one is at the bottom and the other one is at the center. Something is just not right. Let's just put a pg of something here so that we can see what's going on. As you can see, this is more centered and this is more like at the top. This is right, okay, but this one is not right. Okay, so let's make this p a div. Okay, a div instead. I think these are elements, they differ and they behave differently. Let's make this a div so that it can be displayed block. I think there is no much of a difference. All right, let's try this. There is a way in which we can bypass this. This justify between, let's say, items, let's say item start, and let's force this. We want this button to jump up. Okay, as you can see, guys, this is much better. And then we want to remove this. Okay, let's go back. I'm happy with this. We are already here. We've cleared the cart. We want to go shopping. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do as well, let's say when we are logging in, let's log out. Okay, let's go to log out and remove, let's see. Okay, let's go to the header here. Where is the avatar? Where is the avatar? Let's see. Here is the avatar. And then in the avatar, let's check where is the drop down. Here is the drop down. Let's go to the drop down first. Is there anything which is more like alert? Let me just check where is that alert coming from. I don't want this alert. I don't need it. Let's see. And then what I want to do now, when I'm logging in here, okay, when I'm logging in here, let's see what it will do. Okay, this will take me to the products. Okay, we cannot go to the admin here. Okay, let's just add a button which will go to the admin section, which is let's check, which is admin. Okay, and then under admin we've got the layout. So that means we can't just go directly to the admin. So let's go to admin, add product. Okay, that's cool. And then what I want to do, I want to be on the shopping header. Let's check the buttons. Our buttons here, which is the last button, is the green one. Let's add another one. which is going to be, it's gonna be black. Black doesn't really need what can I say, doesn't need anything. And then we're going to call this admin when you are in admin. Okay, to code it admin, this is going to be / admin, and then / add product. Let's see, go check that route. And on shop, I want admin add product. I think this is fine. Let's go back and check. As you can see, this is admin. So if you are admin, you can just come here, and then suppose it's taking us to add product. As you can see, I am Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer from South Africa. Thank you so much for making it up to this far. I would like to believe this concludes what can I say, this course. Okay, we have reached the end. I think one thing that we want to copy this shop button to the admin as well. Where is shop? We can just copy the shop button, and let's go to the admin. And then in the admin, what do we want to do? I think we want to go to the sidebar. I would like to believe app sidebar. Let's see what is there. Okay, app sidebar, let's see. Okay, on the app sidebar, I don't think we want to be on the app sidebar. Let's go to admin and see where can we put this. Okay, so here on the admin, where we've got len, let's add shop there. Okay, where we've got len, let's just change this label to shop. And then the path is going to be shop. Okay, or let's just type here shop, and that is it. I don't think we need the settings for now. Okay, let's see if it will take us to shop. Suppose this re-renders. If it doesn't, let's force it to. Did I change the right one? Let's see, where is this one? As you can see, this one is on copy. This is not what we want. Okay, this is not the sidebar that we want. I've opened a wrong one by mistake. Sidebar, app sidebar on components UI. This is the one that we want. And then we want to change this to shop. And the path here needs to be shop is just a / I would like to believe. Okay, but let's check. Okay, we don't need these settings here. Let's go back here. Okay, as you can see, here is shop. Suppose we don't have settings here. Okay, as you can see, let's click shop. This takes us to some sort of admin. Okay, so everything, let's say everything from here starts from admin. Okay, so how do I bypass that? It looks like I cannot bypass that. Okay, my apologies about that. Let's just leave this. Okay, guys, let's just end this video here. Okay, let's just end this video here. Maybe I think even the logo, let's just check on the logo. How are we adding the logo here? Where is the logo? As you can see, the logo is just been added here. Let's be clever. Let's do this, and then let's wrap the logo with a link. Okay, and then we are going to put the href. Okay, the href. Okay, to this. Go back here. Okay, let's refresh and let's see if we can get to the shop by pressing here. And then as you can see, guys, this takes us to the shop. I'm Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer from South Africa. If you like a video like this, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can search my name on Udemy. You can find other courses of mine. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.